Hi, thanks for watching my video. Over about the last 5 months, I have made several videos using water. Uh, I think it's called Velocity. I got BeamNG running right here. Let's see. It is called, let's go down here to this one and click on the river. Click on that. And it is called, Flow Magnitude Physics. And I have made several videos. There's one right here with these saw blades, another one right here with saw blades. This one right here is using flow magnitude physics to power a bus up to like 775 miles per hour. Here's another one using the gears. Here's a big one in this one. And right here is the meat grinder, which deals with the density and viscosity of water. So I have made a lot of videos using the river as power. So I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about that because I have gotten a lot of questions and a lot of emails recently about how I power these things. And it's really very simple. It really is simple. So here we are on the level Car Jump Arena 2023, which is a beautiful level made by Mystery Man. And we're at the bottom of the jump. And right here, I built a little ramp. And I put those beautiful rings that he made right here on the sphere. And he has them over here. Beautiful work. I put those on here. And inside of there, if you press F11, you'll see I put a river. Just click on the river up here. And press Alt. Whoops, we're going to continue that river. Alt, and then drag it away from you so the arrow points that way. And then if you come over here to Flow Magnitude Physics and increase that to 50 and then drive into it with a car, you'll see that it will have an effect on the vehicle. It is a lot of really cool things that you can do with it. And if we come back to the top here, and let's drive down this ramp with our car and watch what happens when I hit. So you can see what happens with flow magnitude. This is a little bit thick. Normally I would narrow that because you notice that when the car goes through here, it turns to water. And you can hide that. Oh, and another thing, if you notice here, you can see the top of the water here. And here, you cannot see the top of the water. The way to do that is something I discovered recently, and that is when your river is highlighted, click on one of the nodes, make sure you're on the snap 45, press number 2 on your keyboard, and then we're going to rotate that 180 degrees. So 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to your next one and do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go to Object Select, grab your river, and put it below the surface. Now you got the same effect on your car, but you will not see the river. You can't even see it unless you drive inside of it. And now back to as far as driving inside of it and having it visible, let's go to the river tool. Let's highlight this one. And let's delete that. Let's go to this one. This one is tall. It doesn't have to be that tall. You can go to Object Select and grab that river and lower it. And go back to your river tool. All it has to do is barely stick up to where the tires will hit it, and it will still have the same effect. It just shreds the tires off of them sometimes if the flow dynamics is very, very high. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And that way, when you're making a video and you drive through it, you won't see the water. This river may be too low to affect the car, but we'll see. It's barely sticking up. It might even be below these blocks. Nope, worked perfect. It worked absolutely perfect. And you can see there is barely any of that river sticking up. Look at that. None. And that's all you need. You just got to get them tires to touch it. And it's going to take off. And the flow magnitude on this is 150. Now you can drive into something shallow at 150, but if you drive into it full, it's going to rip the car apart. And you can see over here, this is another video I made a long time ago. And I have all these rivers here. And I was making a video. I'll put a link to this in the description as well. I had the concrete balls falling out of the sky and would land in the cannon and then shoot out of the cannon as water come over here, and that cannon would land right here, and then I would use a teleport, so when the cannonball went in here, it would teleport from there and come back above the cannon and fall back in, and it was just a continuous loop. So these things were just like machine guns firing cannonballs back and forth, and the teleport would reload them. It's pretty cool, and I'll put a link to that video down in the description as well. So this type of a thing is where you accelerate a vehicle. But you can also power stuff. Let's go into our vehicles props. And anything that spins can be powered with a river. The big spinning destroyer thing, I don't remember what you call it right here, the large spinner, you could power this with a river. I mean, you can still power it with an accelerator, but the river, I think, does a better, more consistent job. You could power the large hamster wheel with a river. And right here is a gear that my friend Terry Martin made for me, which I love to power that with. And here's a saw blade. It's the same thing. And there's the saw blade. I could power that with a river. But if we come up here, I've already built something. I got a gear spinning. Still a Volkswagen down there? Or the Autobella Piccolina. I bet you're wondering how it's hovering in midair like that. But here's a gear. And that gear is being powered by a river. So if we press pause, F11, and there's the river. I got it on the bottom, and I want to show you something. Let's turn this one around. Rotate snap 45. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the river is the right side up. And let's adjust it. See, it's got water. J. Now it's going to make that splash. And that splash could look pretty cool in certain things. But if you don't want that splash, what I've learned is to turn the river over 180 degrees. 1, 2, oops. Control Z, undo. Make sure you're on the river tool, not object select. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's click on that one. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's go to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go to object select, number 1, and let's lower it. And press J. Let's hit R to... Let's just hit Shift R, reset it, and there it goes. So now you won't see the river. Now if you drive down here low, you're going to go inside the river. You might see it again. If you do, and you're making a video, just lower the river to where it barely touches the blades. So if we go back to our car, let's come back up here. let's go over here. Drop our car right about here. F7. Now, if you're making a video, what I do, I don't want to have to drive that car. I want to do camera work. So what I did here is, I just made a road, press F11, press J to freeze, go over here and make a road. Just anything, it doesn't matter. Control A, and both of these nodes will turn white. That means you can edit the road. Come up here and make it 5, and we'll make it 0.5. And I wanted to hide the road, so I put glass on it. Glass, and then do your bottom and your side, glass, glass, glass. Not really necessary, I just didn't want a road being down here, but we can come down here and highlight this road and make it something else so it can be seen. Simple matte. So if you're making a video, I would put a car down there. Press F11. Now let's go back to our car. Right here. Press J. And just select chase. And then I would turn on my video recording stuff. Alt U, make everything disappear. Beautiful. So that's pretty much how I power stuff. Like I said, you can do it with a large spinner, a gear, that saw blade. You can use it as an accelerator. You can use it to fire stuff out of a cannon. Now these cannons are not solid. If you took a car, you would drive right through here because the concrete ball would have to fall and then come right out the barrel. So it's kind of like an optical illusion. Now, for Mystery Man, I hope you're watching because I have an idea for your level. I think it would be really cool if you had a particle accelerator that people could drive to. Come down here, drive onto the beach, and make a road, like a sci-fi road. You could download it from Sketchfab, and you could legally use it, as long as you give the proper credit to the creator, which is very easy to do. You can make a little sign and give credit to the creator. So I'm going to pause my video here, and I'm going to do that. I am going to go download a very quick and simple sci-fi road, and I'm going to make a very long road here. And then I'm going to use a river with the flow magnitudes and show you how I set them up to gradually accelerate a vehicle, because you can't accelerate to 700 miles an hour right away. You have to do it slowly. Your first magnitude would be 30, and then 50, and then 75, and then 100, 150, 200. Once the vehicle gets up to around 200, you can start increasing by hundreds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And each segment of the river would have to be about, in scale, maybe a quarter of a mile long. So let me get this set up. And then when I'm done, I will bring you back and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so here I am on Sketchfab. I just typed in Sci-Fi Road, went to free, went to download. I chose this one. Download. I downloaded it as a GLTF. And I'm not going to show you how I put it into Blender. That's a different topic. And this is what I came up with. It's pretty cool. Let's highlight a section of the road. Right-hand click, inspect in a new window, open in Shape Editor, go to Materials, and come over here. Go to Advanced Properties or Advanced Layers. Click on Double Side, and that way you'll make the bottom solid. If you don't do that, if it's not double-sided and you go to the bottom, you see through it, if you click double side and go to the bottom, it becomes solid. So after that, came over here, it was on collision mesh and collision mesh. Changed that to visible mesh and visible mesh. Hit Control S, save. You'll see it save right here. Let it go through that. Edit, rebuild collision. Let it rebuild collision. Let's go to our river, and I'll show you what I've added so far. There's a little void right here, so you can drive on here. The first river is set at 40. And then 60, and then 90. And then it works its way up all the way to, I think the last one is 300. 300 should get a vehicle going, I think, close to 500 miles per hour. F11. Let's try this. Now, to Mystery Man, the vehicles are going to be very hard to control. The only thing that is touching the vehicles is going to be the very, very, very tip. Let's go, it's better if you look at it this way. Look at how little of the river is sticking up. That might be enough to get half of the HUD cap. We could even go down a little bit farther with that. But it is going to be hard to control the vehicle. It's going to be impossible to control the vehicle when you get into the 90 or 100. But there's a way around that. We can put little barriers up so that people can drive into the center and then have walls on both sides to maintain the vehicle. I've done that before too. And you can make them invisible. Well, people wouldn't be able to see it, but you can make little brick walls. You can even use roads to do it. So let's try it once with the car. Now, like I said, it's not going to be possible to control it. This is 30. The first one's 50. I'm sorry, 50. There's 50, 60, 90, 100. I'm at 117 miles per hour. I gotta slow this down. I'm trying to read my speed and keep this going. That's 280 miles an hour right there. 300. Oh, I think I'm gonna be able to stay on. Yeah, my wheels are turned. It should boost one more time right about now. Oh, I think that might have been the last river. 291. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, there is another river here. Maybe the river's too low, maybe? Yeah, it looks like the river might have dropped a little bit. No, it's still up there. All the viscosity only jumped by about 40 points. I wonder if there's a river after this one. Now there is one more, so let's make this one 350. And I think that's the last one. Oh, one more. So 350 will go to 425. So edit, rebuild collision, F11, and reset. Let's try one more time. The engine, 160. Oh, 230. Oh, I'm on wheel speed. That's why this is wheel speed. So when the wheels are disintegrating, I have to put it on air speed to get the actual speed of the vehicle. So reset. Let me pause the video and change this to airspeed. All right, you're gonna see up here I got airspeed. Let's try again. 300, almost. $500 miles per hour. Now, Mystery Man. Although it would be very, very hard for people to control their vehicles, there's something we can do about that. Let's come up here and let's put our vehicle right here. Let's get it right in the middle of the track. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put small walls that are going to be roads, which I'm going to have to make a road on a solid object up here. Let's come up here on a flat area, like right here, and make a little piece of a road. So let's go to our road and press Alt and just make a small, very small piece of road. Control A, make sure both nodes are white. Right here we want to make this a 1, and for the height we will also make that a 1 to start with. Actually, node width, we'll make that 0.5, and for the height we have to get it next to a car. Let's go with 1.5. So now let's go to Object Select. And let's take this. Oh, let's orient this a little bit better. Sorry about that. Okay, I think that's a lot better. Makes it a lot easier to move. Let's take this over to our car, and hopefully it'll be pretty level. The same orientation with the Sky-Fi road. And what we're going to do is use these roads to create a small barrier to hold the car in place. So let's go back to road. And let's see, can we go any 0.250, I believe is the thinnest you can go. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this road, and I'm actually going to put a bus here because the bus is the widest vehicle. And I'll scale the width of it to a bus, and I'm going to extend it the entire length of this and then give it a material. So let me pause the video and bring you back when I do that. Okay, you can see what I did here. I just added a couple of roads. These are just roads, very narrow, and exact width of a bus. The bus is very heavy, so the early flow dynamics are not going to affect the bus, but trust me, when it gets up to the 100, 150, it'll start kicking in. It should get up to close to maybe 400 miles an hour. So now all I gotta do is just get the bus in there and don't even steer it. Just let it ride the rails. Should start picking up speed here. The engine. Oh, it's starting to get a little light on the front end. About 250 miles an hour. Let's change this to something a little bit smaller. Let's see if this creates a little bit more downforce. Oh, look at that. It's already taken off. I wasn't ready for that. I can't even straighten it out. 60, 2, 3, 5, 7. That was almost 700 miles an hour. Look at that. Look at that. Still going 250 miles an hour. 240. It still hasn't hit the water yet. Let's see if we can do this again. This time, maybe I can control it a little bit. Actually, let's try something with one more different vehicle. The Stembeco with some ladders on the roof. And let's see if I can control this. Alright, here's where it should start picking up. There we go. 140. 200. Front end's coming up. And we got liftoff. Ah, BeamNG didn't like that. And you know, we could, there's even more you can do here where we're having problems with the front end of the vehicle is picking up. So you can come over here and change the viscosity down to 0. Let's try 0.75. And that one's the same one. But if you change the viscosity, the fluid would get thinner and the front end might stay down more. Because it seems like when it gets to high speed, it starts rising up on the water. So, but anyways, Mystery Man, that's my idea.